Bonjour. It's Gypsy. Did you guys miss me? Today, I want to show you all this lovely Holiday Barbie for 2016. I have been lusting after her for a little while now, and I finally got my hands on her. Well, Adonis did. He went out of town and found her at a Walmart for a really great price. Now, I do have a glare coming in from my window that's reflecting on her plastic packaging, so I don't know if we can look at her in the box for too long, but I noticed the label says that she is part of the Peace, Hope, and Love collection. Before I go any further, let me just state this disclaimer right quick. This is not a family-friendly channel. Our videos are intended for mature viewers who can decide for themselves what they want to watch. And I am a serious doll collector and a real reviewer, not paid by a company to tell you only the good things. Anything negative that you hear me say is 100% my personal opinion, and you should take it as such. If you do or don't decide to purchase this product based on my opinion, you're doing so at your own discretion. Gypsy tells it like it is. Don't get your panties in a bunch when you hear me criticizing anything about this doll. Now that we've got that straightened out, and you new people have gone ahead and hit that subscribe button, let's get on with it. So, let's not keep her in the box for too long because of this annoying glare, but this is basically what she's supposed to look like. The packaging is supposed to look like a snow globe, you feel me? Pretty clever, Mattel. Okay, so now let's get into her sculpt. I've only seen one other doll with this face sculpt, and that is the gold label Harlem Theater doll designed by my favorite Barbie designer, Carlisle Nuera, and the doll's name is Claudette Gordon. So this is pretty damn exclusive if you ask me, considering that the Claudette doll retails at like $85 or something like that, and is probably even more expensive through third-party vendors online, you know what I mean? So Holiday Barbie here is a few shades lighter in skin tone compared to the actual Claudette Gordon doll. As you can see, now she's out of her box. She comes with a COA, which I don't really care too much about, so off to the garbage it goes. Off the rip, her dress is really sparkly, and some of it does come off onto your hands, the glitter I mean. It's not really messy, but just be careful if you're getting it for a kid. Have you ever gotten glitter particles in your eyes? Let's take a look at the dress. It's blue, and it has this cool effect where the colors start to get darker toward the bottom. That is really pretty. What I don't like about it is the cheap tacky looking bodice here. It's supposed to be silver, I suppose, but it's plastic. It doesn't look that metallic. There are some doves at the top and a lot of stars all over it. It reminds me of Armor though. She's like a robot girl or something. It's quite futuristic and I don't really like that. I think it takes away from her femininity. Is that a word? So it's attached to her dress with thread, and once you remove it, this cannot be reattached because it's just weird like that. She did come with a bracelet that is her only piece of jewelry. Sadly, I would have preferred pierced ears and earrings, but oh well, not today, I guess. The shoes that she comes with are quite exquisite, silver heels. She has those Model Muse type feet with a high arch, and she came with a two-piece stand that goes up to the thighs. Guys, I am not a fan of Mattel's doll stands. I hate all of them, so I'm pretty biased about that, y'all. Yeah, nothing special about this doll stand. Her dress has two layers. There is this underlayer that feels like nylon or something. It's like kind of like, you know, tarpy, like it's hard. It reminds me of a tent. And a sheer piece over this. That's the sparkly bit there. Now, if you want more details on the actual fashion of this doll, please be sure to check out my boy Suresh on his YouTube channel, Suresh NY. He's also a fashion designer and very knowledgeable on these things, so you won't be disappointed. He makes his own Barbie dresses and all that fancy stuff, y'all, for reals, for reals. So there's a link to his channel in my featured channels list, as well as the description box of this video if you want to check out his review of this doll. I decided to remove that ugly plastic part from her dress because I think it looks better without it. More realistic, more feminine. When I saw the sculpt, I fell in love with her face, but I honestly got fashion royalty vibes from this doll. Here she is compared to my doll Wailani, which is a Poppy Parker doll that my subby got for me. Hi, Joseph. See, the pudgy lips that protrude from the face and the angular facial structure. Am I the only one who was thinking that? Like, what's your opinion? Drop it in the comments. Okay. Off with the clothes. Let's look at these shoes too while we're at it. They are pretty, but there's a problem. The shoes are bigger than her feet and they slip right off. I dropped them so many times already while filming, and without the clear plastic ties holding them in place, they just wobble all over the place and slide this way and that. Oh my goodness, so frustrating. So she's gonna lose some points for that. Her feet are quite detailed with toes, ankles, and an arch and all of that stuff, but there is no pedicure to camouflage this plastic seam that runs right through her toes. The same goes for her naked fingers with no manicure. I feel like a holiday themed doll like this would have been the perfect excuse for Mattel to really go all the way with the glamming up of the doll. I just didn't expect this low level of glam and quality from a company like Barbie for this price range. I mean, like, she costs more than a Barbie look doll. The look Barbies have way more like details and their nails are done and you know, they got the makeup going on, the hair's all fancy schmancy. Like, I just don't feel like they did all of that with this particular doll, so that's a little bit disappointing for me. This doll reminds me of something you might get for your teen daughter who's starting to grow out of her dolls, and you just want her to have something for like a decoration in her room, just for nostalgia's sake. It doesn't seem like something geared towards serious collectors. Those of us who are spending real money are not looking at this thing thinking, oh, it's such high quality. It just seems like a rush job to me. Now, I like the length that they gave to her hair, and I like the dark hair color that matches her skin tone very well. That's a relief. But her body, on the other hand, no thanks. I hate these bodies with the fixed bent joints. Oh, God. But she does have a heavier body than a fashionista. It's not like hollow plastic, so that's good. Oh, and look how I forced the shoes onto a tall doll's feet. That's bad because that means it definitely won't fit a regular Barbie's feet at all. Great, I had high hopes for these shoes, man. So, I know you're asking yourself, Gypsy, if this doll has so many flaws, then why the hell do you want her? As usual, let me break it down. I buy my dolls mainly for their heads. I love the face sculpt and the screening of this doll. Her skin tone is appearing more orange on the camera than in person. She's definitely brown, like Orange Top Made to Move. Her face is really angular and has like a distinct jawline and cheekbones, and she has a pretty nose shape too. I love all of these details in my dolls, and that's what makes them stand out to me. This is another one I have, and I just wanted to show you guys how they're not quite identical. I don't know if you can tell from the camera angle, but I look for little blemishes and such to decide which dolls I like better. This one in the box actually has a little like a speck of black or some kind of line going through her lip that's kind of weird. So I'm not going to keep that one, but I just wanted to show you guys that there are differences in the dolls. Even the same dolls are not always painted exactly the same. Now her hairstyle is loose. There are some curls going on, very loose ones, and a twisted portion here on the side that ties down. The curls are very messy and gelled heavily, and it doesn't look anything like the prototype picture on the box. She'll need a conditioner wash and a new hairstyle for sure. It's rooted very well, but there are too many textures and lengths happening here. It's like they couldn't make up their mind about what style they wanted to give her hair. I really don't know which direction her hair is trying to curl in, but I do like that she has a full head of hair. I'll attempt to restyle it and post new pictures on Instagram for you all, but we'll see how that turns out. Now, if you decide to keep her on the Model Muse body that she comes on, just be aware that the clothing you have for your original Barbies may not fit her the same way. Some things may be a little too loose, especially in the hips and the torso, and I think this dress looks marvelous on her. I like the bright colors with her skin tone. I noticed she's not wearing very much makeup, just a subtle eyeshadow, a bit of blush, and that bright lip gloss. That doesn't bug me out too bad because, like I said, I was just gonna rebody her and redress her anyway, so I'm not that hung up. But if you were buying this doll for the purpose of having her as a holiday decoration, it might bother you a little bit that her makeup is so underdone. I'm done with this body. We have got our donor body waiting here, the Orange Top Made to Move doll. Let's do this. She's been swapped here and it was successful. Same skin tone as Orange Top, the skateboarder doll, and the soccer player Made to Move Barbie. For those of you who are gonna wonder, her shoes were not able to be worn by this body, by the way. I guess I'll have to save the dress for something fancy, but I'm not really into glamour, so who knows. Maybe I'll never use the dress for anything. That's all I have to show you for this doll. For 40 bucks, I honestly would not recommend her to anybody at that price unless you are absolutely in love with her and you don't want to take any chances waiting for her price to come down in the future. I mean, I noticed on Black Friday at my local Walmart, they were all sold out of this doll, which is why Adonis ended up getting her from out of town. So the black one always seems to go first off the shelves, in my opinion. I don't know. But if you really love her, then hey, go spend $40 on her. If not, then whatever. Adonis happened to pay $28 for her on sale, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. You could find her on Amazon with a lowered price if the box is damaged or something like that. And if you will remove her from the box anyways, then that might be a good way to save a bit on this doll. So follow the links in my description to keep an eye on her at Amazon, or maybe even order her there. Prices fluctuate constantly on Amazon, so you may be able to snag her for a really decent price. See her pictures over on Instagram, and if you haven't yet, subscribe now. Don't forget to check out our playlist to watch even more videos and skits. This doll will be called Sonata Holiday. Sonata is actually one of my daughter's middle names, and it's just Adonis's name backwards. But I decided to name her that because she was a gift to me from Adonis. Thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to keep an eye out for some really fun exclusive videos coming up. We've got a review of the Madame Lavinia doll from the Harlem Theater Collection, which is a curvy, articulated Barbie doll. And we've got some more Fashionistas to review for you guys, so make sure you're keeping an eye out for all of that stuff, and have yourself a dolly little day.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where those treetops listen